My job really is to think about the very big questions that the future is asking all of us and how they fit together, whether that's the interplay of climate change and technology, the retreat of democracy and the failures of the markets, and help my clients, whether that's governments, corporations, NGOs, universities, re-architect the way they do things to answer those questions well in the service of making the future more sustainable, equitable, humane or just. A lot of futurism is essentially technology fetishism, the idea that technology will solve every problem. Actually, our problems are much more fundamental than that, and they're the same as they've always been. How do we govern ourselves? What do we value? What are our ethics? How do we get along with each other? How do we manage our resources? And those are actually ethical and organisational questions. And so too often organisations will rush to use technology to solve a problem that's actually got nothing to do with technology. And it ends up being worse and more expensive and annoying your citizens or customers. So you don't get, for instance, artificial intelligence with artificial stupidity. So the existing systems we have, whether that's in education, whether it's the way the markets work, whether it's the way we think about how we manage our corporations, the retreat of democracy, climate change, inequality, we have all these systems that have essentially broken down and are no longer fit for purpose. So the big question is how do we move from where we are to where we need to be and create this kind of society that we're actually going to be happy to pass on to our children. So I'm lucky because I used to be a stand-up comedian and I still write comedy, and that gives you a certain stagecraft which comes in really handy. But also the thing I love about humour is that you can tell a joke about something and people will laugh at it, and what they're laughing at is the truth. And if you'd have told it to them straight, they would have punched you in the face and asked you to leave. So humour is a very good way of shortcutting to the absolute truth in a way that people find emotionally engaging and will actually thank you for telling them something uncomfortable. There's a lyric from a song I like. It says, they call you a genius because you're easy to sell. And I'm easy to sell because my subject is the future and my expertise is innovation. But there are lots of people who talk about that. The thing is, I'm not going to give you an easy time. So you know you've got to change, but you don't know how to talk about it in a way that emotionally engages you and gives you the fire in your belly to move on. And that's what I do. I've had whole organisations change their entire strategy based on one speech I've given. So if you want an easy ride and someone to come and talk to you about, what AI is going to do to your business, there's a penny of them. If you want somebody to challenge how you feel and think and fire up your people to be optimistic about a new way of doing things, then I'm your man.